Alrighty, everybody, we're still working on the 351 Windsor. So we started gathering some of the parts to make sure everything's going to work out okay. And we have the water pump installed, and we put the alternator on just to see what it looked like. Okay, so you can see that he's got this extra bracket here, an extra bracket here, and he also has a 100 amp alternator. So these are the brackets for a 289 302. A 351 is got a like an inch taller deck height, so that brings the head out more. So the hole that you would put the alternator normally in is now that much farther away. So what Ford did, Ford wanted to reuse these brackets and did not want to have to make a different set of brackets for the 351 Windsor. So what they did is they made this bracket. This is a, you know, a CNC milled aluminum one, but that is what the factory bracket looks like. And what that does is that mounts to this bolt in the head and that bolt in the head and brings this bolt hole back down here where it belongs, so you can reuse this bracketry. So I applaud his engineering feat by making the alternator work, but it is kind of hanging off the side of the motor. I'd like to tuck it back in some. So what we're gonna do is, I don't want to spend, what was that, $30? Yeah, $30 probably plus tax, so $33 for an extruded piece of aluminum. I think I can make one with a piece of angle iron and some nuts. So what we're gonna do is, I have a piece of angle iron that is rusty and crusty and needs to be cleaned up. That's all right. We're going to try to make one out of this, and I have 7/16 nuts. So I think what we're going to do is, we need this about 3.5 inches long, maybe 3 9/16 long, and we'll drill 2 holes where they need to be, and I will weld the nut in here so the rod has something to do. I might even weld 2 nuts in. So let me get this cut to 3.5 inches and figure out what the center on the center holes are. I can probably do that with the measuring tape. Both cylinder heads should be the same, so I can just take the measurements off of this one here. So this looks like it's 2.5. Kind of shake it a little bit. Let me get my hand pinned. Yep, 2.5. 2.5 center to center. So we'll poke a couple holes in that angle iron, and I'll come back. Okay, so you saw from the time warp, I tried to cut the piece of steel with the Sawzall and I wasn't getting anywhere, so I had to come out here with the death wheel and get it cut real fast. So now that I got that done, I went ahead and I marked my one hole over here where I'm going to drill it, and I kind of marked it over there. I'm going to drill this hole first, and then I'm going to come over and mark that hole and then drill my hole. So I used a automatic center punch. These things are real nice. You can come in and you just lay it there and you push down, and it makes a little divot in the metal so your drill bit knows where to go. My drill press is at home, so we're just going to go ahead and do this freehand. I'm starting off really small. Oh, you know what I should get? Hold on, people. The Matco man gave me this Hyper Stuff cutting lubricant. We might as well put a little bit down there and see if it will save my little drill bit. Haven't even opened it yet. Oh yeah, I opened it up. Stuff's really thick. Really? Ah! There we go. Because I didn't have it opened up all the way. Now I made a mess. It liked me. All right. Okay, well, this is going to be really boring because this drill bit is obviously not sharp. Let me find another drill bit and get these holes drilled. All right, well, I got the holes blown out to 1/4 of an inch, and I'm going to use the step socket to get it up to 7/16. So... So I got one more step to go, right? Yep, one more step to go. There's that one. I think I might be hitting that one. I might not have them drilled completely straight. We'll just flip this over. And we'll make sure that looks good. Yep, that one needs a little bit more. There we go. All right, now I have my two 7/16 holes drilled 2.5 inches apart, and that should fit on the head. So we can come over here and take a peeky and see if I got them drilled right over here. Looks pretty close. Looks pretty close. Maybe open the holes up just a hair more to make sure the bolts go through. So then I'll do is I'll go ahead and bolt it up on this side, and we'll take all this stuff off, and then we'll run the bolt through and get the nut where the nut needs to be lined up. All right, so I have the alternator off and all the bracketry, and I pulled this bracket off of the original bracket, and you can see I have my new bracket bolted to the cylinder head. I kind of messed up. I didn't realize that on this end of the cylinder head, that is 7/16, that is 3/8, that is 3/8. But yet on this cylinder head, these are all 7/16. So that means on the other end of the head is the same way as this. So no big deal. The hole's a little bit bigger, gives me a little bit more adjustment. So now that I have that off, you can see I'm going to go ahead and this is going to come through the bracket like so. I'll put a nut on here, and then we'll have to figure out, you know, where to put this to make the bolt level and even, and then we'll weld the nut on the bracket. And I've already put the alternator up on here to make sure it has a good swing. Let me go get the tripod. Alright, so. Alright, can you still see? Yeah. So. When I put this absolutely huge 100 amp alternator up here, and if we mount it there, we still have a good swing. It looks like we're lined up to the belt and everything. So now we just have to figure out where to weld the nut to hold everything level and true. Because, you know, we're flopping around here. It almost looks like it's going to be not quite in line. Not quite in line with this, maybe down a little bit, so the nut is probably going to get welded somewhere around here. So let me take some time to play with this and figure out exactly where I want to weld the nut to. Alrighty, so I went ahead and I have mounted the lower bracket on and bolted the alternator here, got the bolt through here. So I basically have it mocked up pretty good, but I don't have the water pump pulley. It looks like the pulleys are pretty well aligned, but I'm gonna get the water pump pulley here and the belt, and then we can figure out exactly, because see, I still have a little bit of movement here. I don't know if I need to pull, you know, the alternator out a little bit or push it in. I think it's pretty close right there. And then we'll just come in here and tack it and then I'll pull it all apart and weld it. We also need to fix all the wiring over here. That ground wire is getting ready to break. The ground wires where they go to the block is ready to break, so I'm gonna have to redo the wiring. But there you go, you get the gist of how it's gonna be, how it was. You know, this alternator was, let me see, you know, this bracket had the alternator sitting out here a mile. Now it's tucked back in to where it should be. I'll have to get the pulley. We'll come back tomorrow when I go home and get the pulley and the belt, and we'll mock that all up, and we'll figure out exactly where to put this nut. I think basically that's exactly where it needs to be. But if I have to pull that, just that little bit will make a big difference, see, on that pulley. See, just that little tiny bit. So, then I found out that this adjusting bolt is stripped off of the alternator and he had a nut behind it. Not a big deal, but more of a pain in the butt. So once we get this welded, I'll go ahead and I'll trim all this stuff down, you know, give some round edges on everything to make it look pretty, and we'll clean it all up, and either we'll ship it over to E-Boy and have him powder coat it. If he's going to powder coat that, I'll get him to powder coat this and this at the same time to make it all look nice and pretty. I'm going to run out to the other Mustang and I'll show you how the other Mustang looks when we come back. So we're underneath the hood of the 65 Mustang. There's a whole playlist on this car. Go over to the channel and look at that. So you can see how this bolt goes into the upper head here. And you can just see how much taller that other head is. This also only has like the 65 amp alternator. And see, it's still using the same brackets. So once we get everything all figured out with the other car, it's gonna keep the alternator nice and low, away from the shock towers and away from the headers, and just give us some more room down here, which will be nice. So this is what the 65 Mustang looks like with the 289, that you can see how the alternator is bolted here and not way out here like it was on that 351 Windsor. Okay, it's the next day and we went home and I found the pulley that E-Boy powder coated for me, and I found the belt. Now of course this belt now is too long because the alternator was all jacked up real high, so I put a clamp on it here to kind of take up the slack, so you can see that the belt appears to me to be running pretty smooth and straight. Maybe pull over just a hair. So now I'll have to get in there and I'll have to tack that nut. And also too, while I had the camera off, I went ahead and rounded the edges here to make it look a little bit better. I'll probably do a little bit more. But now let me get the welder all set up, and we'll go ahead and come in here. We'll weld that nut to the plate. But you can see it looks pretty good. Even this looks good. Everything looks good. So, all right, let's get this thing welded. All right, so I'm all ready to weld. So I'm just gonna pull the alternator just over, just a hair. And I've got my gun all set up, and we're gonna come in here and tack it. I got it, but it's just barely. That is tacked really good. So I've got it tacked really good. Yep, looks good. That's just the alternator moving. So now I'm going to pull that off and get in there and weld that all the way around. Alrighty, I got the piece in the workbench and I went ahead and welded it up. I'm not the best welder in the world, but I set the machine up right. This piece of steel is 2.75 millimeters. So I used my gauge in the back of my machine to tell me what to weld it to, and it welded it perfectly. So I got the nut welded on you know, 3/4 of it, maybe a little bit more than 3/4. I'm scared to get back there. I'm scared I'm gonna mess it up. The bolt still fits in. I don't know where I put the bolt. I thought I had it here. It's the bolt back over there. Up there it is. I see it. So I did not damage the thread. So the bolt still threads in. Ta-da. So there is my bracket. So I'll clean this all up, and I'll probably ship it over to E-Boy's house and have him powder coat it, or I could just paint it. I don't know what to do. But anyway, there you go, everybody. There is your adapter bracket to adapt an alternator onto a 351 Windsor when you're using 289 302 brackets. They sell it 30 bucks, but I had some used stuff around, so basically I just saved myself 30 bucks by doing this. Okay, so I thought I'd come back real quick and just show you the finished product. We haven't got them anything powder coated or painted yet, but now that is welded in. The alternator is nice and strong. I don't want to cut this bolt because I might need this bolt for something else. So I measure, I'm gonna have to go buy a 5-inch bolt, and a 5-inch bolt will be like perfect for this. The belt looks true. Now, this camera lens is giving you kind of a fisheye, but it looks like it's running nice and true. The alternator's tucked up, you know. I think my little bracket is going to look fine. You know, once it's powder coated black or painted black, you won't even notice it, that it's a homemade bracket. So, all right, everybody. Once again, thanks a lot for watching. Please subscribe. You can always do that down there in that corner. And we will catch you on the next one.